here in Nashville for the 7th Country Music Marathon and Half Marathon. I think it says a lot about the city of Nashville, what it has to offer.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the, oh my gosh, I'm sitting in the different chair of the NFM podcast. I got confused for a second because I was going for my camera like Gerell does. Trent, is this my camera? Actually, that is not my camera. That is my camera. Anyways, listeners not watching, don't care. Game Day Men's Health Studio is where we are. So, yeah, we are back on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon doing our recordings.
It's true.
And Terry is here with me. And Terry, if you don't know, you should know, is the owner of the magazine. He said, "Do you want to do the intro?" And I was like, "Do you want to do the intro? This is a special day." And he said, "Well, I'm not a host." And I'm like, "But you own the show."
Yeah, it's just yours. I mean, it's you and Gerell's show. Like, people know you.
I know, but I talk a lot. They hear enough of me. Actually, notice I did listen back to one of the episodes. I don't love doing that, but for learning purposes,
Yeah.
like, feedback for myself. And I do the yeah, yeah. And it's something that I've read about. Doing that is actually validating for the other person, right? Doing that is validating for the other person, but in podcast world, it's a little different because it's kind of distracting. Like I was listening to her talking and then I'm just hearing myself go, and I'm like, Sab, shut up. Like, just let her say the thing.
Yeah, but you're highly tuned to critique your own self, though, too.
That's true.
I think after a while, you start, when you originally hear your voice on recording or see yourself on TV, it's
cringy.
It's cringeworthy.
Oh my God.
But you get used to it.
I remember in 4th grade, the first time I ever watched myself on camera, we did this. It was like the morning, like you got to do it as a 4th grader.
I remember nothing from 4th grade. Go on.
I don't remember much, but I do remember like doing the morning show. It was like this big deal when it got to be your turn in the class to do the morning show. And you're basically like on the news, right? And when it's your day to do it, you're really special for the day. And I did it, and I felt good about it. Felt so proud of myself. Wore a turtleneck. And then I watched the video back.
You went full Mr. Rogers.
And I think I had a complete meltdown. Like, I just was so horrified to hear my voice. Like, it wasn't what I looked like. It was just what I sounded like. I was like, that's what I sound like. And in 4th grade, it was like, just the worst.
That's so interesting.
And then I, still didn't love it when I got older, but.
Yet she said yes when I asked her to be a host of the National.
Well, I figured it'd be good practice, like.
I tried it in 4th grade. I should give it another try. So.
That's right.
It's been so long.
She hasn't left yet, so I think we're doing something right.
I had time to think about this.
No, I'm just kind of like, it's kind of like, when you see yourself in pictures after a while, you're just kind of like, that's my face. If you don't like it, then I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Kick rocks, kid.
If you're not going to accept the way you look or the way you sound, like,
It's true.
you just you gotta
I
accept
said
it.
that to my wife. I'm like, you married me. I'm sorry. Here I am. That's, you knew
You knew what you were getting into.
Right.
You
right.
have to accept me as I am, babe, because we're here now.
It's true.
I mean, it's true.
It's the old bait and switch. I just didn't know. We have some special guests in here today.
I know. I'm so excited.
And we love having you all on. I feel like we need to have you all on on the regular basis because the energy that you
I
bring.
like that. I'm in.
I agree.
I'm totally in.
And you guys give me stickers.
Even if you're here with other
stickers.
guests, you're just behind the curtain over there cheering us on.
And we can go, yeah. Yeah.
All the reinforcements are coming from us. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100% true. 100% true. We have John Hunt.
Yes.
And Claudia
Levy.
I knew that because in my mind I was actually looking at our group chat.
Yes. Well, and people pronounce it all different ways, so I'd just like to jump in just to save.
I have one of those last names. I'm aware.
Levy. Levi,
It's
Livy. Yeah, I'm sure it could go a
full
lot of ways.
spectrum.
Yeah.
You get to know people when they mispronounce
I
your
bet.
last name, though.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you overthink things, don't you? Because it is how it's spelled. No, we're pumped you guys are here. You guys are here talking about this special
The bending
thing.
board.
board.
I hand it to Claudia.
But
I think this is the coolest logo too.
was
before we have all the conversations, don't hit the microphone. Gosh, Trent will come across that table.
Yeah, he's so aggressive. Gosh.
So aggressive. Before we get into that, though, we gotta go through and break the old ice.
Yes.
And we're going to do the basket of debate, which
The basket of debate.
I forgot to mention Defiance Fuel. The waters that you're drinking is from our good buddy Brian
Thank you,
from
Brian.
Defiance Fuel. So you look at that
thank you,
camera,
Brian.
pick a camera, and just say, hi, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
We're convinced that he watches,
Brian.
even though I'm pretty sure he doesn't. So take one of these.
He's gonna call us all and be like,
Pass
"Hey
it-
guys."
Pass it down to Sav. This is our, this basket of debate is, I honestly, I always get nervous when I'm on the show co-hosting with these because I try to make these a good time.
They always are a good time.
Yeah, not always.
Well, even if they're
But you
not,
kind of know what
we
the
make it a
questions
good
are
time.
too.
Well,
right?
yeah, I mean, I
You're
created
like, oh yeah, I remember this
I
question.
used to chat GPT them, and then chat GPT gives me the same answers every time. So these are actually from my brain.
So you should have amazing answers if you already know the questions.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But yeah, this is a little icebreaker. This helps us get to know you and makes things a lot of fun. So hopefully they're fun.
I think they're fun, even if they're not fun. We make it fun because we're like, this isn't fun, and then we like make fun of it, and then
And that's why you're good podcast hosts.
we're just goobers, is what we are. Should I go first?
Sure.
Okay. Looks like we are on the Thanksgiving theme still. Pumpkin pie or cranberry sauce for best Thanksgiving treat? God, that's tough. That's actually really tough for me.
It's tough for me too because I like them both,
I know.
but I don't love the canned cranberry.
Oh, that's what I love. I'm obsessed with
My
it.
wife
Straight
home
up
makes
candy.
it. And
Oh, I bet that's even better.
that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
she's got me spoiled.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
no.
yes.
Living with Carrie, I can imagine.
Yeah, she's
Because she
woman
probably
loves
makes
to
the
cook.
pumpkin pie too. Yeah, no, that's not, you can't. You're not allowed to choose.
You ever boiled down a pumpkin? Anybody? Nope. That's what my wife does.
Okay.
Oh yeah, like no canned pumpkin in our house.
Wow.
It's
So we
intense.
do all the canned stuff, and I love it.
Yeah.
Does it start from Halloween? Like you start off with a jack-o'-lantern style pumpkin, and then use that pumpkin for
that's the same pumpkin.
the whole way through.
Yeah, not the actual jack-o'-lantern, but it's
I
the
was
same
gonna
size.
say, does it have a nice burnt taste?
Like the smaller ones are sweeter, the larger ones are less sweet.
Right.
But if you could actually sweeten them to taste. Yeah.
Nice.
I know all of this because of her.
Okay,
so.
well, got an extra seat at the table? No, I'm just
I
kidding.
sure do. Huh?
If
Swing on
my
by.
parents didn't live like close-ish, like I would so invite myself.
Yeah. Might be able to arrange a pumpkin pie outing. Maybe next podcast.
Don't tempt me with a good
We'll
time.
just slide it around. Instead of the basket of debate, it'll be the pumpkin pie of debate. Now flip it over. The bottom of the pie.
Honestly, I have to say like straight up canned cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
Because it's a nostalgic thing for me. That's what we always had. And, it literally looked like it came straight out of the can. Like the little rim marks.
Gelatinous.
And everything.
Right.
And my mom would slice it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'd grab half of it and always come back for more.
good
I don't know.
time.
It's just so good. What about you guys?
My question or pumpkin? My favorite saw pumpkin. My question is,
Well, wait, what's your answer? Pumpkin pie or cranberry sauce?
I don't know.
Who wins the battle?
Winter is coming.
Oh, he's skipping. He's not even going
He's
to
like,
answer.
no, I don't even
What
wanna
do you look
answer it."
forward to most about the season?
Yeah. Okay.
Winter?
Pumpkin. I mean, no.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Honestly, time off. Just to like chill.
Yeah.
Because I've been like really going. So I'm really excited to like pump the brakes a little bit. Sit down with family.
Oh, 100%. Like longer weekends, kind of shorter. The shorter days gets like, it's abrasive in the beginning.
Yeah.
But then like a long dark
actually
weekend
love
at
it.
home in the winter, sometimes I just dig it.
Yeah.
Just family time and PJs
Yeah,
and like that.
exactly.
I never really kind
Snuggling
of
up.
do that in the summer, but it's usually like there's a winter weekend
good
where
point,
it's
yeah.
like marathon movie weekend,
Yeah.
jammies and just,
Yeah. I think you just made it better for me because I hate the winter and I had nothing to add to this conversation, but that sounds kind of nice. John.
nice. And then you put some pumpkin on top of that.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm in for it.
Hot cocoa. Man.
Cranberry sauce.
And I gotta say,
I hate winter
season
too, but
For winter,
You have what?
hockey
hockey season.
season.
Okay,
Yeah.
a hockey fan.
Yeah.
Who's your team?
Preds.
Okay, right. They're not doing so hot this season.
They're not. They're not. I'm confident. It's like the longest season of any sports genre.
Yeah.
So
it for sure is.
They have plenty of time.
I agree.
To turn it around, but the games are so much fun that I kind of like. It's fine if they lose because I still have a really good time.
Yeah, I was gonna
And
say
I'm still
games
gonna
are-
scream like a crazy person, and I'm gonna have a great time.
You must know all the chants then.
Yes,
Because like every time I go to a Preds game, it's like once in a blue moon. Because I'm like, I don't follow hockey, and I don't have like seats like year round or anything. But anytime I go, there's always a chance, and they're like, I'm like, yeah, go Preds, but I don't know what we're doing. But I want to cheer. I don't know how to chime in here. I'm just gonna stand up and rah rah rah. Because there's a ton of them,
It's a
and I'm
hockey
like,
culture,
now what is
yeah.
it? And I'll ask my friend who does have season tickets, and every once in a while she'll invite me in. Like, what is this one? She's like, don't worry, it's over. You got to teach me these before I come.
Okay, I got a hockey question for you.
Yes.
Why do they throw the catfish on the ice?
So my understanding is not the Blackhawk, the Detroit Red Wings used to throw an octopus on the ice, and there was a reason for
Gross.
it, which escapes me at the moment, but my husband could remind me. I'm sure he will when he hears this. And but it had something to do with playoffs and something to do with, and so when we started our team, they kind of came up with their own Southern version, which of course became a catfish.
makes sense.
And it's always, we've gone to several playoff games and seeing people that like you can't, they're just a big person, so you can't necessarily see the outline of the catfish on their stomach, but it's the playoffs. So
people
everyone's watching for
are
who has a
sneaking-
catfish, and they always just have this look on their
Oh my
face
God.
because they know they have a catfish like saran wrap to their body.
I thought it was the organization that did this.
Yeah, I had no idea people are like sneaking in catfish.
I didn't either.
Yes. Oh, it's fantastic. And it smells and it's all slimy, and then it gets like catfish slime all over the ice. And it's really gross, but it's amazing because everybody's fired up because it's the playoffs.
Sure.
So
Isn't there like
some
security at the
dude-
door checking for things?
Actually,
including,
no.
Yeah.
Not for
There
that.
is.
They're looking for metal.
and there is, but they still get them in, and then whoever throws it on, it appears they're being thrown out of the game. I'm sure it's worth it, and then it's all on the broadcast, and it's.
Would you ever do it?
No, because I don't want to get thrown out. I don't want to miss the game.
What if they don't actually
and
throw
also
you
they're
out?
really slimy and gross. Like I
What
don't
if
want
they
to
give
be
you like
handling
box
it.
seats after that? They're
Right.
like, good job, you made it.
You
with
could
the
sneak one in.
catfish.
I could
You get-
probably
you
make
get a
an
box seat.
exception.
You're now
Because everyone
captain
knows
of the
it's a
catfish.
thing, right? Like,
Yes.
so I imagine like if you actually successfully brought a catfish into the arena, throw it on the ice,
Man.
and they like escort you out, like that's what we're supposed to do. They're gonna
Yeah, that'd
take
be
you
cool.
up and like be like, good job, homie. Like, you
It
did it.
girl.
Well played.
Here's some
Well
season
played.
tickets for next season. Like, who knows?
Well, with Christmas coming, mine's a little more holiday related in the way of Christmas. So this is another in or out. So in or out, Hallmark movie marathons.
Oh, always in. They're so bad that they're
I
good.
feel like you could have gone either way with that. With that.
It's the Hallmark part. Movie marathon sounds great. Back to my winter weekend thing with pumpkin, no less. But Hallmark, I don't know. It changes
Honestly,
things.
the word marathon does change it because I don't know that I would marathon some Hallmark movies, but I'll watch one or two here and there because Christmas time they're just so bad and they're so good.
It is
It's just like
same thing.
so it's like have you ever seen The Prince and Me or whatever? It's always like, like
to find love.
some prince or something is coming from England and like this like weird girl and
Can't
they
wait.
meet at some like Christmas
shop.
thing.
Yeah, it's
or,
the coffee
or
shop.
this trip's coming out of the car. Oh gosh, I fell into you. I'm
Exactly.
sorry. That's
all
snowing.
weekend. Can't
You're
wait.
having
I
a
mean,
moment?
Your biceps. Are those real?
Yeah.
What is
Yep.
What is a movie marathon?
Or a single dad.
Is it 26?
Meets a working woman. Like
Yes.
and they have opposite lives, but then
Oh,
the
yeah.
Christmas time brings them together. It's Trent knows because
It's magical.
it's Hallmark.
You're killing me back
It's
there.
the Hallmark movie. All of them are the Hallmark movie.
What defines a movie marathon, though? Is it 26.2 movies? Anyone? Huh? Anyone?
discretionary.
That was good. That
I'm
was
more-
good.
Dad
That was
joke.
good.
I'm more tripped up on the Hallmark part. Like, no, like scary movies all weekend, like whatever all means, sounds great.
Yeah.
Or, something sci-fi weekend. Maybe. I don't know.
Would you watch
Hallmark?
like all of the Harry Potters and or Lord of the Rings in a row?
Maybe.
I would.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd watch like a ton of Hallmark movies in a row, but those I would.
Right. See.
Yeah.
Right.
I did Lord of the Rings once. That was
Binge
those
it.
good times.
I
Yeah,
bet.
I needed to take a walk after that.
I mean, you kind of need a break. Like,
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings is a lot.
It's intense.
Like,
It's its
can
own
you imagine
marathon.
reading all the books in a row?
Hey, I watched one. Woo! Good for you. It's like
Actually-
a 7-hour movie.
It is. It is.
Marathon complete. Movie 1. Check.
That would actually be a huge bucket list accomplishment, is to like lock yourself in some like isolated chamber and just read all of the either Harry Potters or Lord of the Rings. But Lord of the Rings, I feel like would be harder to do, to not like talk to people until you've read all of them.
Provita Fitness, located in the heart of Germantown, your neighborhood spot for personal training, small group fitness, and 24 access to everything you need in a gym. First class is free. Come by today for a free consultation to find out more.
I know it could be really magical, but that's a lot of time.
Horrible, yeah.
Punishment.
Yeah, that would take me forever. For some people, it would be like a reward. I don't have to talk to people, and I can read.
I can
Lord of the
completely
Rings.
introvert myself. Yes, I'm in.
Trust me, I know friends who would love that. All right.
You like look in your camera and call them out? I can know who
No.
you are.
No, I won't go that far.
Oh, well.
Me. I would probably do that, honestly. If I was paid money for it, absolutely.
Oh, sure.
Absolutely.
Well,
I have not.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got one more.
sometimes it's interesting when there's four of us. We
I know.
We'll lose track.
Okay. Mine is, would you rather play in the leaves or play in the snow?
Oh.
Mine's definitely play in the snow because there's
Bugs.
like hidden branches in the
Yeah.
leaves and
They're itchy.
Like yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't love either.
It's kind of underwhelming when you're an adult to like jump in a pile of leaves. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, they didn't.
It is.
I'm not light, so
When my
I
kids-
can't just
yeah,
jump
when
into
my
the
boys
pile.
got old enough to be violent in the snow, is when I stopped liking playing in the snow. 'Cause they just
because
can't-
snowball fights become like airsoft
No,
fights.
they
Like-
run and jump and get full vertical and then wrap themselves around my neck and take me down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like it's WWE. Like,
Oh wow.
I
That's
think that's
aggressive.
not really playing in the snow.
No.
That's like aggressive wrestling.
And this
in
is
the
what I
snow,
tried to
which
tell
is
them.
which is
In the
a
snow.
different answer than
Yes.
this.
Yeah, I'd have to say snow, but not if I'm not like in the right. Like if you don't have a pair of gloves, it's impossible to play in the snow.
I was going to say I'm more on the leave side because leaves
Yeah.
just never get cold. You can just do it,
True.
I don't know.
But how do you play with leaves?
Yeah, and you fall,
get in that pile and you wait till someone walks by and you jump out.
you throw them up in the
That
air.
is funny.
You throw them up in the air and you think about your favorite Hallmark movie, right?
John, you're killing me.
Set the camera timer,
Yeah.
spin around.
Now I can't wait
was
to
gonna
hide in
say
a
that.
pile of leaves.
Throwing your
Scares-
dog in the leaves is a good time too. They just get wound up.
Oh, I can
Yes.
but dogs love snow too. Oh my god, have you ever seen dogs who snow for the first time? It's the cutest thing ever because they pick up their paws. They're like, what is this? Like, it's so cute. Trent knows what I'm talking about. He spreads the positive. I'm sure you've like shared a video of something like that.
That's
Dogs are always positive. Cats too do that with snow. That's even funnier because they're like, excuse me.
What is this tomfoolery?
Like, bring me back inside. Actually, my parents have a really, really fat cat. Her name is Reese. She's such a diva, such a princess.
Reese's Cup?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But like singular. I think my brother named her Reese, but yeah, no, she's the queen of the household. There's 2 dogs, and then there were 2 other cats until recently. One of them passed away, but she was like, all the animals answer to her, and she loves the snow. But she was that cat at first that was like, I don't know about this. This is cold. Like then she comes out and now you can't get her back inside. It's the weirdest thing because she's such a like vegger. Like she just like chills all day and she just wants you to touch her. She's like, pet me, and that's all she does.
Is she
And
one of
then-
those cats that looks at you like she's judging you the whole time?
Which
Honestly, no. You would think.
Isn't that cat?
Sounds like
that
she
just-
could be like
she does
that.
sound like she would be one of the judgy ones, but she's actually just like hi, don't you love me? Pet me. Like, she's just looking at you like, you want to pet me, and like won't stop touching you. Like,
I feel like Claudia,
she just wants attention all the
Claudia,
time.
you've had an experience, haven't you?
Oh, yes. I met so many cats, and they look at me, and after a while, I'm like, I'm sorry for whatever I did.
They're like,
plotting
she's
like
clearly
everything.
not a cat person.
I mean,
Cats can be condescending. Yeah.
They're a tough crowd.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're
they're a
tough crowd.
Yeah, I'm puppy all the way. You know,
There
as
is
far
another
as-
cat in the house. My sister's
Dog
cat
all the way.
is like that. She's like an adventure cat, but she also hates being picked up. She won't like, attack you if you pick her up. Instead, when you pick her up, she has to have her paws, like her legs fully extended against your body. It's the funniest thing, actually. So talk about like Jessie, she's like, ew. Like, she literally, you can hold her on her side and she will push you like, I don't even know how to like show you because it's really funny, but her paws are fully extended and she's about out here. And she's like, I don't love this, but I'm letting you do this. And
'Cause
if you
you
pet her
love
in the
it.
right spot, she'll stay there for about 10 seconds. And then she's like, all right, don't touch me.
Cats.
Yeah.
Cats.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Well, that was our basket of debate, and it was brought to you by Restore Hyper Wellness. And we'll give them a plug. You ever been to Restore Hyper Wellness?
Restore. I know. I've not been yet. It's been on my list, like on my little errand list. From when I've got that, and to go float to, to get like a nice back float in somewhere, like
And
salt
they
float.
also have
Nice.
that
Those are so
cryo
amazing.
tank, or the cryo thing chamber. is what
I've
it
been
is.
wanting to go.
Which is a lot of fun.
I've done that once.
Yeah,
A
it's good times.
cryotherapy chamber.
Did you ever do the compression over there? They have full compression pants, and they.
Oh, like the Dynamax things?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
They have those at
magical.
Carbon.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Duly
I
noted.
get to just sit there. The only thing is they're like communal leg sleeves. And I think Gerell mentioned that one time on the podcast, actually. Like,
Did he?
I don't want to like share leg
My leg
sleeves. And I'm like, I don't blame you. There's probably a lot of sweat in there.
Oh well,
But yeah.
those are good times.
It's kind of like, here's my hot yoga towel. Would you like it? No, I
Right.
would not. No,
Right.
thank you. I'll pass.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, thank you.
No,
Yeah,
thank
I'm
you.
good.
In fact, no, thank you.
Well, let's get into y'all's story. John, I want to start with you since you're to my left. How did we get here?
Technically, they're both to your left.
I know we got.
Sorry, that's what I'm here for.
Fair point. Fair point. We want to talk about the bending board.
Sure.
And I know I've played around with this a lot. And I send you all kinds of.
You're crushing it.
Well, I misuse it.
You really
a lot,
are.
actually. So
I mean, unless you're getting injured, you're not misusing
I feel like
it.
misuse
you're not.
isn't the right word.
Yes.
No, like, so you're
That's
putting,
a perspective.
unintended use. Yeah.
it's inspiring. Like you
Innovative
had
is the
some
word.
resistance
Trying to-
bands on this thing one day and you were crushing it. And we were
I
like,
gave him
wow.
a pair of or some of the tools that I use, and I was like, I'm trying to figure out more things to do with this. And I know Terry, he's coached me, and I know like his brain, so I knew he was going to do something. And of course, he comes up with stuff. I'm like, dang it! I wish I'd come up with that. That's so cool. He's very innovative.
He's got naming rights on some of these things
He
now,
does.
I would
sadly.
like
So
to point
good-
out that one thing hurt my hands for the rest of the day.
Hurt.
Well, yeah, just a
That's good to know.
tingly.
Okay.
It's interesting.
those are
No,
more
yeah,
muscles
no,
than
I
you get to
wanna
work
talk
on.
about that later.
That's grip.
Yeah.
That's a grip something maybe.
Yeah, and it was very grippy. But yeah, so the bending board.
Yeah,
You created this,
I did.
and tell us why.
I had a PT injury. I was recovering from surgery and I needed to stretch more. And there's a longer, bigger story to it. But I was at the Y one day about to fall off a weight bench because I was standing on it using lots of weight to pull me forward to like create me in a deep forward fold work. And I was like, there's got to be a better way. So I had a light bulb moment of a board to stand on, this thing right here. So it really just started out as a physical therapy kind of a fix for me to get deeper stretches, healing, destroyed shoulder and a back thing that I had going on. And then the light started going off. I mean, this is really great for all kinds of stretching, like up dog, down dog, and all kinds of stuff like that. And then enter my friend Claudia, who's a co-jiu-jitsu mom with me. I'm not a mom, but we're sport moms because we've got kids in jiu-jitsu. I'm like, Claudia, here, take this thing home, try it out. And so she started doing more stuff like what you do, like much more intense workouts and, HIIT workouts and stuff. So it's really evolved from a kind of a wellness platform for me to stand on and do some stretching and kind of go a little more slowly like that to just a really intense workout platform. And so we've got a product launch coming up soon. Woohoo!
Yes, this is very exciting.
That's
I know
awesome.
you've been working on it
So-
for a minute.
We have.
Yes.
And Claudia, jiu-jitsu,
Yes.
how did you get involved with this outside of that? Like you did it, you used it, and you were like, I got to be involved. Put me
I
on,
was like,
coach.
take it home and work out on it. Take it, try it.
After class, he just
She's like,
pulled it out of his car. He's like, play around with it for a while.
You're like,
and I
yeah.
said, dude, you know I'm too hyper to do yoga. So
Right.
I don't, this
I
probably
don't sit
isn't
around
the
and
product
stretch
for me.
ever. Not really.
And so I started just using it when I would recover from a long run or from doing a more intense workout. And as I started playing around with it to fit my needs, I realized it was just helping me to stretch more deeply. It was just a really cool anchor point for just my recovery, my active recovery, and just kind of, going from the board instead of just kind of sprawling around the floor. And then I started, incorporating it more and more into, well, if I'm going to do some core work, I could, let me play around with it for that. And then it came into, I want to be a part of it. Like you have to let me in.
Right.
And this is really cool. And I just see the beauty is in its simplicity because it's such a simple design, but you can there's so many applications and so much that you can do, from just a simple forward fold or a downward dog to, adding bands and doing all kinds of other stuff.
I feel like in fitness in general, like simplicity is always like effective. And people like talk about that a lot in my field. It's like with strength training, it's like typically simple is more effective. And then like once you nail the simple stuff or whatever, you can go on to more complex things. But like a simple design like this can do more things because of its simplicity. If it's too complex and it has all these bells and like machines, right? Like
Right.
if you think about a machine, it has one purpose. Like you make a machine for, chest supported rows, it does that.
Yeah.
You can maybe do a couple other things with it that it's not designed to do, but like something simpler, is going to glean more opportunities for use, I think. You know, that's why those tools I had
Right.
you borrow, they're simple, like, and it's like you'd think like, okay, it's a ball, or a stick, but like there's so much you can do with a ball or a stick if you're just trying, and you're thinking about it and you have options. So,
Well, and I love this
know?
this because like I have a
This is yours, in fact. This is your board,
so
in
you
fact.
pulled it off the wall over there. I have a client who has
do signature boards.
had pins. Oh, that'd be a
Be
good
cool.
idea.
Like if you brought it to like sports teams, you could have like a Prince.
Oh, we've talked about that.
Oh, yeah.
We have
That's a
so
great
many. Right now, we're just
Oh.
wanting to go live,
Mm-hmm.
which we're
Just get
so
there.
close.
We're so close. We're 6
We
years
just
in and we're
wanna
so
be
close.
There you go.
I mean,
There, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me. We
For
just
sure.
those are the most fun brainstorming sessions
Yeah.
when we're just
Right.
thinking of
Oh,
all
it's in the
all the
pipeline, for
cool
sure.
Yeah,
potential.
one of my
That's
favorite
dreaming. That's
favorite things
dreaming right there.
about that is that like you're in yoga and they're telling you to stack your wrists all the time and no one's ever doing it.
right.
Or even when weightlifting, stack your wrists, no one's ever doing it. Well, that kind of forces you to do it. Therefore, anybody with any type of wrist injury can actually do yoga.
Yeah,
They
and
can
I've
do
improved
push-ups.
my wrist injury. I was one of those that particularly like on my left wrist where I couldn't get flat on the ground, like in a palms down position, because I was one of those wrist people.
Yeah.
And so I started working with, that was one of the discoveries that came out of the board as I started rotating my knuckles down and like getting, wrist over, like you're talking about, and squeezing the board, like my wrist and my grip strength both like improved. And so that
Radiation.
wrist issue for me has just gone out the window.
Yeah.
So now I'm on the board, off the board, on the board, off the board. And it's like,
We talk about that a lot with kettlebells and bottoms up. Like if you want somebody to press efficiently for their shoulder to be healthy in a press, and you want the integrity of everything that helps you to do a press within your body down the arm.
All that
to be
alignment
strong. Yeah,
is critical.
It's bottoms up. I will literally give to a client if they're struggling with pressing, or even not struggling with pressing. If they have shoulder, there's so many things it can be used for. But like, it's that irradiation runs all the way through your arm, and it strengthens your wrists, and it strengthens your shoulders, and it strengthens your tricep. All of it. Yeah, that makes total sense to me.
Right. So for me, like it's a yoga class at home. I sometimes take it to a yoga class, and for me mainly, it's like a home trainer. I can get on it in 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and I've really revolutionized my general flexibility by doing stretching workouts on the board. And then like you've totally inspired me, like, putting the straps on there and just crushing it. And that's the kind of workouts more that Claudia is inclined to do too. So there's a huge range. It's like Pilates in a box, yoga in a box. Like it's just so mobile.
Resistance band stuff that like when you stand on it, you can never really be sure like how much do I have the right amount of resistance on both sides with bicep curls or something.
Right.
And with that, you could probably definitely measure that out easier without having to step on it. You know,
Right.
like you can put it on the bending board.
Because it's secure, but it's still free flowing on the bottom.
Right.
So then you can adjust your.
Yeah, like I want to point that out for like you're watching, you can see it, but there's these like rubber attachments on the bottom that
What
not
is that?
only are like for gripping the floor so it doesn't move around on you, and you can do push-ups, handstands, you can do all kinds of stuff, jump and stuff. But like it also creates space underneath. So if you want to run something underneath it like a band, you could do that.
And it's durable because the band that I ran underneath it for those squats was like an 80-pound band. And
Nice.
I was kind of blown away that I was like, oh, I didn't hear a pop, snap, crack, nothing.
Oh, he's still using the little ones, the 80-pound
Yeah.
bands. Like, you know,
What color is it?
It's that orange one over there.
I thought that was like
that's a sick
it's
boy.
a 4-wheel drive tow rope is what I thought
what
that
that
was.
is,
Like
yeah.
that's so thick and intense.
That'd probably
Yeah,
be
I never know what to do with those. They have them at Carbon.
Well, I
I'm
can
like,
show you with the bending board.
I actually am really curious
Yeah.
because I always want to know what to do with the
Oh, it's
giant
incredible.
bands that they have at Carbon. I
Yeah.
never know.
And so I love the board is because it travels well. Like you can sit that right in your suitcase and it's flat.
It's
It takes-
literally like
it takes
not
no
even
space.
a layer of your suitcase.
Yeah, so it's easy to take with you everywhere you go. So
Right. Like I kick one under my bed and then pull it out. And
Yeah.
like, so at night, in my,
You can even like it could have lots of multi-purposes. Like I'm thinking TV tray for the movie marathons.
exactly. Put some pumpkin on there.
Get your workout in.
It's
Have
kind
your
of a-
post-workout meal. It's
It's a
great.
fancy cheese board.
There you go. Yeah.
So we're gonna have a launch party, and we're gonna use this walking around like serving hors d'oeuvres
That's
and drinks
brilliant.
and things. Yeah, so we're
It's
gonna have
brilliant.
I love that.
our crew, our catering crew do that.
That's what I'm saying. The simpler the design, the more versatile it can be, I think.
It is. And it's really helped me. I mean, as much as I don't like sitting still and stretching, but I know I have to if I don't want to get injured. I leave it out in my living room, and we have wood floors that are a very similar color, and it just sort of blends in. It's not a big, ugly
Mind if I
plastic.
hold it?
Oh, please. And so it just makes, as I'm walking by,
It's
I'll
not a
just jump
Bowflex
on it
in the
and
living room.
I'll do some stretches, and I might, do a forward fold, and it's just right there
all kinds
because you
of
can
ideas.
leave it out.
Right.
And so now it's just
There's so
we
much
always
you can do
have
with
one.
this.
We always have one out,
Yeah.
and it's kind of nice that you don't have to hide it because it's not.
It's a reminder.
It's not ugly, and it's a reminder.
100%.
No, it's
yeah.
actually beautiful.
I
And the
didn't
logo
tell you
is
this,
so cool.
but my 16-year-old son's been using it. I'll come out here looking for it, and it's disappeared.
Nice.
And then I go in
That's
his
why I was over
room.
by the skateboard rack. I get it now. So.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it'll be in his room where he's actually using it to stretch, which
Yeah.
makes me happy as a
Holding
dad.
it now, I'm
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I mean, I've been on and off
pressing
my.
and pulling. Like you could put a band
Yeah, right down the
around
middle.
it this way, attach it to something. You could do some seated rows.
Oh
you
yeah,
could
and you
do
can put your
presses
feet on it, and you can do rows, and you
Yeah.
and then just being on it and putting socks
can
on and doing all kinds of reformer
press,
style workouts.
Put things on top of it if you want to wait and press, and it gives
Just
you a neutral
don't
grip.
make sure they're anchored, and don't let them fall on you, and don't sue us if you do.
Oh my god! No, I was,
And read the product warning label
I'm
and
not promoting
sign the.
anything unsafe
Coming,
right now.
coming
Sign
from
the
the
waiver.
recovering lawyer.
well, you guys need to follow me on Instagram because I do a lot of dangerous stuff.
Because
with
we just got our insurance policy, and I'd rather not use it right away.
We're covered.
no, but like as far as pressing goes, weight on top or not, the neutral grip is usually like more comfortable for a lot of people with mobility issues. So a lot of people, when they're pressing with a barbell, they're like, it doesn't feel great on my shoulders. So they resort to dumbbells, and dumbbells are cool, but like I like the neutral grip because there's not a lot of bars that they make barbells in the gym with neutral grip unless you're using like whatever that bar is called.
Supine bar. Sound right? No.
They use it a
wrong
lot
bar.
with bench press. That's another thing you can do with this. It literally looks like a barbell, but then it like kind of someone's listening and like screaming the name of it at
Right.
me.
I know.
Is that the one that's sort of like a hexagon looking one?
Sort of.
We got that one in
There's a
our
hex bar /
garage.
trap bar, but then there's one
sure
that
you do.
almost looks like a hex bar,
Yeah.
but thinner, and it
We got
has
all
those
the gear.
neutral bars
what
on
you're talking
it,
about. I
and you
can't remember
can
what it's called
bench. You can press with it. It's really cool, but that's what this reminds me of.
And so I've had a lot of handstand classes, a lot of handstand workshops, and that is the exact width that you need to be. I mean, ideally we get people on their hands like this, but that's a great place to start. A lot of people learn handstand better in that stacked supine grip, but that's the perfect measurement. That's the perfect width.
My daughter's cheerleading team, half of them, or not half of them, but a lot of them are working out like handstands using this as a preliminary like training tool to get really confident and comfortable in that kicking the feet up and going into a handstand kind of a thing. Then the grip, they can really adds into the balance, and then they can transition into, palms on the ground.
Palms on the ground, yeah. So I like it for that reason as well. But so this isn't your first venture, right? You and your wife have...
My amazing wife, Vui, and I, like I'm her person. I'm just her people. It's all her. We're in the restaurant business. And so she's created like all this amazing food at Vui's Kitchen. And then again, all this amazing food at Vui's Juice Cafe. And
love it. It's so fresh. It's like, you're eating healthy. Like, it doesn't matter what you order.
Like 5 nights a week, 6 nights. That's all we have
So
is Vui's
good.
Kitchen for dinner and Juice Cafe. Pretty much at my house. It's like juice and smoothies and in the daytime and pho and noodle bowls at night. So lucky me.
But it's not like when I say, you're eating healthy, it's not like, ew, I'm eating healthy.
Right. Ooh, I know raw cauliflower
the first
and
time I had
warm
it,
water. Like, right?
I forget who I was with. They were like, do you want to go to Bui's? And I was like, what is that? And they were like, oh, it's like, like kind of like Asian Thai-ish food. It's really good. It's like healthy. I was like, sure, I'll try it. And I was like, this is healthy, but it's like good. Like,
This is...
because it
This
like,
is
I was like,
scrum.
okay, juice bar, like, like I never thought when you talk about juice bar or something, like they're not like food people, like
Right.
they're smoothie people or
Right.
juice
They're
people.
cold carrot people or something strange.
Right.
Right. No,
or like
man, we're
beets and
she's a
carrots and spinach
foodie.
and apples. And I'm like, mhm.
Right.
I get like the appeal for that too, but no, I was like, I only go there like for food. I'm like, the food is so good, and I'll get the other stuff too. But like, I like that it's a juice place with an emphasis on the food as well.
Right.
Right.
And it's
So
good.
is that what kind of gave you like the confidence to be like, I want to start something on my own, start something new?
You're right. There's a lot of that because there's a lot in a restaurant, and then there's a lot.
'Cause it's a big risk to run a restaurant.
Oh
in
gosh,
general, to start it.
you've got to get everything right. I mean, one thing goes out the window that day, and like you're just, it's difficult, really difficult. The nice thing about the bending board for us, comparing it to that, like there's no moving parts, there's no electricity, you don't have to keep it hot or cold. It's not going to spoil. I mean, we drove a truck over this one day to test it. Like, how strong is it? So we backed a SUV over it, and it held tight. And so,
And I'll remind you, it's suspended off the ground. It's not just like a board that sits on the ground. Like, because if you run over that, like, a lot of plywood would stay intact. But the little rubber on the bottom, it's suspended off the ground. So if you're driving over it,
it's not going
going
anywhere.
to snap plywood in 2 seconds. It's not even close to plywood. It's like, and you said you didn't even hear a
Not a pop.
little creak or
Yeah,
anything.
I weigh 200 pounds and I was pulling 80 on it.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's
super strong.
It's very strong.
So a lot of correlations there. So we are in healthy food space and then healthy product space as well. So it's very easy for, like, I wouldn't be in the restaurant business if it were just other food, but it's healthy, yummy, wholesome food, and that makes a big difference. And so product wise, I don't think I could just go sell, camera stands or microphones or something, but the bending board, like, it's something that I really got a lot of relief and a lot of change in my life and a lot of shot my flexibility through the roof and got reinvigorated physically again. And so it's easy in the same way that healthy food is easy to, work hard on. Then this board is great because I've seen people get on it and have an aha moment. They're like, wow, this is really, helping me achieve this or do something in a different way or something. So, and it's a little weird to look at. I get it. It's like cheese board with handles, but there's always an aha moment. So if somebody gets on it, it's like having a juice, like a yummy, ooh, like this green thing can't be, ooh. And then you drink it and it's like, ooh, this yummy green lemonade is so tasty. And so
It's
this
all about like open-mindedness.
so this weird looking board, like when you get on it, there's like an aha moment. So
Yeah, well, I'm already like the grip, whatever you put on here is perfect. It's thick enough, but not too thick to where it's like, okay, it's sturdy. It's not sticky, but yeah.
That's
been-
really
Like, I
good
really wanna
feedback
use it right
because
now.
we
I'm
have
sitting
like
down.
1,000 of those. So I'm really glad to know we got it right.
No, you
right, and they'll be available Black Friday.
probably take this out.
Shameless plug for Amazon Black Friday.
Yes, I know. God,
It's like, what would I know about
We're still-
the design? I do like the logo though. Who came up with the logo?
I did.
Nice.
Yeah. So it takes, sometimes it's like those eye puzzles. It takes a second to realize what you're looking at.
That's what I like. It didn't take me too long to figure out this is a person stretching.
Oh, you're better than me.
it took
I
Terry
didn't
a few
know
months.
until he said it. I was like, wait, what?
We had to-
Mind blown.
It's
We had to
so
spell it
cool.
out and say, look, see, there's this. He said, oh, really?
Yeah.
And now I have a
looking
sticker to
through
put
the
on my water
sticker,
bottle.
So you
thank
said
you.
you were working on this
Cool
for 6 years.
Gosh, we are coming up on our 7th year anniversary
So
with this thing
crazy.
being a product, kind of an idea concept.
Yeah. So it sat in your brain for how long before? I know you patented it.
So the day I had the idea at the Y, we went home and I got a saw out, my toolkit out, and I cut apart my children's swing set. I got handles off, I cut boards off.
Were they mad about that? Or
And they're
were
like,
they-
what's Daddy doing again? No, I'm that kind of dad though. So like, what's he doing now? So, made a couple of samples and started looking around on the internet, couldn't find anything like it. And then my swing set samples got a little too cheesy. So I actually went to Home Depot one day and bought some material. So I went through like 3 years of like kind of making improved samples and looking online and couldn't find that on the market, anything, similar to it on the market. And then it just so happens Claudia's husband is a patent attorney. I started with
handy.
another patent group, and that was about 2 years in. But then, as she was working out on it, and he's looking at it, and like, okay, these guys need some help, so he was able to,
I said, you need
close
to take
out.
this over right now.
Yeah, so we have a patent on it.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we're on. This is like our 6th generation board. Like it's sport board material. Like it's super solid and super sporty.
Was it validating to you to have patent lawyer be like, oh, this is actually
Yeah, because he said
this is valuable. You should patent this.
Yes. And the thing was like so many people apply for patents and so few are issued. That
It
even if it's
takes
something
forever.
weird, if you've got a patent on it, then you can probably, like get some distribution in America. But the fact that it's actually something that's simple and then quite functional. So, we've got high hopes. So,
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
I am curious about your injury, but I know you said that's a longer story.
yeah, well, I had a really just full rotator cuff repair. And then my back was just really torqued out and just tight. And I kind of have a yoga background. So I was really in tune to like, oh my gosh, I'm so stiff. And so I was doing forward folds and just reaching a point where stretching was boring. Like how, and I thought about Olympic gymnasts, like how do those guys fold flat like a sandwich? And they're really ripped and strong
Pancakes.
too. So they do a thing called, I think it's Jefferson curls.
Oh yeah.
Right. So you
Ooh,
stand up
speaking
on a
my
bench and
language.
you get like a big giant dumbbell and all that weight just pulls you. It's a process of
You're
time.
supposed to flex your spine.
Right.
That, yeah.
So I'm doing that at the Y and they're scratching their head thinking about their insurance policies. Like, who's this guy up on this weight bench,
I'm glad that more that exercise specifically is out there now more.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Right.
a lot
I
of
am too.
people poo-pooed that because they're like,
Oh, it's incredible.
It's like
Because it
actually,
looks like a deadlift, but it has nothing to do with a deadlift.
Right.
it really doesn't. And I actually assign that to people with back pain.
Right.
Do you really? Oh, that's
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
So
And
I'm
it
doing that
helps.
at the Y, right? And so my flexibility is getting down toward the range. My hands are getting like towards my feet as I'm bending over. And then I realized I don't need to hold this weight bar anymore. I can drop it and grab the bench that I'm standing on, like
There
the
you
bottom
go.
of the platform that I'm actually on. So at that moment, I realized I don't need the weight and to stand up on a bench or anything. I can squat if it's elevated, as you were talking. I can squat down a little bit and grab the front of it. Or if I put handles on it, oh my God, revolutionary.
Well,
So
you just made that whole exercise a lot more accessible with the handles for sure.
completely. And then that really opened up like, the placement for like on a handstands and then like on push-ups.
You know what's cool too is like if somebody didn't have the flexibility to like stand on the board and reach down and grab the handles, you could put this like kind of hook it underneath a bench or something and you could work toward it. Like because the design is so simple,
Yeah.
Right.
you can start with the board elevated and maybe anchored underneath something to where you can get closer and closer to that stretch. I'm just thinking about like some people can't get that far yet.
Well,
and
what
like
I did-
they could Jefferson curl, but they could also maybe use some attachments to
Right.
the handles.
Or you squat way down and get what you can and then start raising your hips.
Yes.
So instead of bending over first,
Like a
you
cane
squat.
squat,
You can
yeah.
even like hold a chair or a cane or something, squat down and get down. Once you can get down and grab even a handle, then you stand up and start raising your hips and
Yeah.
kind of the
And
yoga
yes,
stretch.
if you just go down and hold the handles and then slowly extend your legs, then you have that stability. So anybody who's a little off balance, especially any older people who might not be used to this kind of
Me.
I've done that on days where I'm really tight and but I don't want to just flip my head upside down and feel dizzy. It's a really nice way to also get that same forward fold in a really secure and a really stable stance.
Yeah.
So I was getting much deeper in my stretches of all kinds. And then it's concentrated too. So it's kind of like back to juicing. So it's a lot of nutrition at once. Something about the resistance while stretching and having like a tool to stretch, like my stretching progress like really sped up.
Yeah.
So I've been on and off my hot yoga mat for 20 years, and my up dog sucks and my down dog sucks. And I always feel so stiff as a brick. And, I see some woman like just making it look beautiful.
That's
and I'm
every
kind
yoga class I take. I'm like, dang, how
right. So even in being in yoga, like I was, coming up against some flexibility limitations until I started working out on this, and it really just pushed through like some barriers that I had, some stiff
Have
barriers.
you written any programs
Well,
that go along with it?
Enter stage left, Claudia over here. Yes, we have.
So
Because
before
I feel like this would be so great. Like, say you're like, let's take like an older client, for example, who like really feels stiff, like maybe they need to get into movement or stretching or something, and maybe they have some restrictions with their flexibility. I forgot where I was going with that.
programs.
Oh
Yeah, programs.
Like where to start? Like how would I like start using this board to stretch with? Because like there's the obvious in my mind. I'm like I can stand on it and I can reach down and grab the handles. It's like, well, what else? There's like you can
There's a
programs
golfer
for that.
stretch. There's
Claudia's like, I'm so excited
home.
to tell you about
Oh
it.
my, I know.
But before you do, I want you to give us a little backstory because you
Yes.
weren't always
Oh,
in
gosh, right.
fitness.
Right. I have been.
Restore is your one-stop shop for all of your modern-day wellness and recovery needs. We believe in a multi-solution approach to wellness. That's why we offer different modalities such as IV drip therapy, NAD therapy, cryotherapy, red light therapy, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, and numerous others. Our services help our customers enhance athletic performance, boost mental and physical health, as well as aid in recovery at an affordable price. Whether you are an extreme athlete or just somebody who wants to feel better, we provide wellness services to help you meet your health goals. We make the world's most cutting-edge wellness services available at 225 locations nationwide. Taking charge of your health and wellness has never been simpler or more convenient.
A runner and an athlete since like I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And so it's always been my lifestyle, but I just never,
Wasn't a job.
it wasn't my job. Right. I always had a day job. And then I was always going to different group fitness classes, competing in different races, or
When she says that, she's done it all. I mean, from Slam Man to Richard Simmons to Gunnar Peterson
Let's
to
go.
who?
all
I mean,
the- all the
everybody.
different-
She's done
yes,
them all.
I've done all the things, and I still love a good Spartan race. I love all that stuff, but it wasn't my day job. And then this was kind of I don't know, several years ago I kind of played around with it, and I did all my research, and I just couldn't. Nothing felt quite right. So anyway, this was the nudge I needed to make the full switch.
Good,
So, and
yeah.
I had already been in a coaching space, but it wasn't physical fitness. That would just be sort of an off conversation. It was more career coaching and sort of. I can't stand the phrase life coach because it feels so cheesy.
I'm right there with you.
But I was doing that kind of thing. So moving into this has been a very natural progression. Joining what I love with my hobbies with my other skill set.
Yeah, like that's exactly what it sounds like to me. Like you have experience coaching, maybe not necessarily coaching fitness, and then enter Jon with the bending board, and he's saying like, try this out. You love fitness, like what?
Right.
You're my friend, like check it out. And then you love it, and then you take your skill set of coaching, and you're like, hey, I want in. Like I can help you program for this thing because I've come up with all these ideas for it. This is what I've tried. Jon's like, whoa, you're doing all this cool stuff that I didn't think to do. And
Right.
I'm doing stuff you didn't think to do. Like, that's a program
It
right
just-
now, or
it
multiple.
Just worked out
Yeah.
so well. Yeah,
You can have so many different programs with
kids
it.
sports coaching through the years, and like other things, but it never quite fully
Into something
integrated
you
into my
wanted to do.
Well,
Well,
my
maybe
full
not-
focus.
Like, that makes it sound like all
Well,
the
like
coaching you
training,
had done before
like
you
personal
didn't do.
training never
But
made. We've talked about
Right.
this. Didn't make sense for you, and then like becoming like a bar instructor or a yoga teacher or a Rumble boxing coach. Like
Right.
all that's very exciting, but maybe it doesn't have the legs that you were looking for.
Right, it just wasn't the right thing at the right time. So this has been great. So back to your original question, what we've been doing, and which is hopefully being loaded as we speak onto our emerging website,
Our emerging
which should
website.
be live in a few days.
Yay, that's so exciting.
Is a series of workouts, and and when I say workouts, one section is just stretches. So when you're brand new and you know,
What do I do with
you get
this?
what is this thing? Then there's a whole series of different stretches, and it shows you how to get into them and what to do. And then there's a core workout. There's, because it's me, of course, there's a HIIT workout, and
Gotta have it all, though.
because it's fun.
Because you can.
And, right, and then a yoga flow, and just kind of some things to get you started. And then once we are fully launched and we're up and running, then there will be a lot more
Like a
more
resistance
workouts,
band
a
workout
lot more
coming.
programming, a lot more hopefully teaching some live classes, and really, we're just kind of, the sky's the limit. We're just getting everything loaded right now, but
She's our
that's
first-
what I'm really excited to do.
I mean, there's
is
so much potential.
She's
for this
our
thing.
first certified bending board instructor,
I am.
right?
Oh well, if there's a certification to be certified in it, I'm interested.
Right?
Slide that
Oh
over
my
here.
gosh,
would you?
we know those people. So.
Yeah. I
You're in
mean,
luck.
I'm always learning, and I think continuing your education, like even if it's like, like I don't know, CrossFit, and I had the opportunity to like learn about it, I'm gonna learn about it. Like because it's fitness, and I'm a coach.
Right.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah, like being forever a student is a very good place to be.
It is. Knowledge is power.
Being teachable, but yeah, that's just. I love the
our
mix.
PSA for today.
Like I love the mix of the being able to stretch with it, the convenience of it. It reminds you to stretch, like just having it in the room. It's like,
Yeah,
oh
it's
yeah, I
literally
need to
sitting
use that thing.
And it's not like a big Bowflex sitting out in your living room, like, oh my God, get that thing out of here. Like that. Yes, it's a reminder to get it out of my house.
Those things really do look so scary.
does?
Like,
It's a hand balance starting point, and then you get into the resistance training for resistance bands, which is what I love to do, and then you can get hit on it. So it really is a very practical application for all things body weight training.
It
So,
does. And the next workout that we'll load is more of basically simulating a reformer, but just using big furry socks, which we will sell.
I
at some point,
love
too. We
it.
just haven't gotten that far. But you can, what's really cool that we realized is you can do all of the kind of sliding your knees in and out and doing all the different twists, but you can also go out to the side, and on a reformer, you're stuck with that track and you're just going the one way. You can mix some things up, and so
I'm
we
already-
had
Yeah,
some
you
fun
can start
playing
doing some
around.
revolving core work and sliding left, sliding right.
With our friends, there's a yoga studio in Franklin called Ground Floor, and they've been a really lovely partner, helping, they've been playing around with it and giving us ideas and sharing their space so we can film. And they had some really cool ideas too. They're
they've
awesome
got
group down there.
They've got 6 on the wall. Like, so you go and take a class. They've got blocks and mats and stuff. Then they've got 6 bending boards on their gear
they
stack.
should. That's
awesome.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
thank you very much.
I feel like it'd be a
and
great
so-
addition to every gym, like to have like kind of like foam rollers. Every gym has them.
Right.
Every
Right.
gym has a foam roller. It's either stacked on the wall or, a little corner of them. It's like, it makes sense that bending boards would be the next
Right.
foam roller.
It's like the introduction of a new tool. It's our job just to say, like, what is that thing? Because it looks like, what is that? It's like if I saw a yoga mat or a yoga block. The first time I ever saw a yoga block and didn't know what it was, like, what is that? And then I start,
It's another example.
Like, oh, right.
Simple design. It's
Simple.
a block.
Right.
It's a block. Do you know how many things you can do with that
You were
damn
talking
block?
about use it for all the weird uses I've used them for. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We could all day. I actually remember the first time you had me use a yoga
Yes.
block doing push-ups on the corner of it.
The corner of them.
We were just messing around with wrist mobility, and he was like, here, try this. I loved that. Like, looking back on those days, like, I would be at the gym, and there were personal training clients that shadow him, and he'd just be like, hey, try this.
Try
I'd be
this.
like,
Here, try
and
this.
I was
You wanna do
such
some-
a sponge.
You want to do some hipster exercises?
It's like, yeah, what does that mean? You want to learn how to release the pec minor? Yes.
Yes, I do.
So cool. It was like having a cool uncle. You're just like, yeah. You want to learn how to pull a quarter out of someone's ear? Like, yeah.
Yeah. Uncle Buck. Yeah.
I have so many videos from it. Like,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Uncle Barga.
And
Yeah,
little
right?
does he know though how much that stuff applies still. Like I have clients and stuff that I'm like, I remember that one day Terry had me play around, and now this is like an actual application to a client. It makes sense.
And one more tool in the box. So there you
Yeah,
go.
More tool in the
exactly.
box. We'll
The
get
cool
one with
part
it, that's for
of recording this today is by the time this episode comes out, you guys are gonna have launched the website. Yeah.
We'll have already
Yes.
sold 16 million boards by that point.
Manifest it.
Well, there's not that big of
Hear
a break
that,
between
Oprah?
recording and putting these up.
I can hear Oprah
1
now like
million.
8
you
years
guys.
from now.
8 years from now.
when we
We'll
air.
release this podcast. podcast.
And,
Hi,
if
my
we
name's
sell one a
Oprah,
month, like,
and
we're
I have
excited.
just discovered the bending board. You know,
And if you
I
reach
can
into
see
your
Oprah
chair,
loving
you can grab
this.
one.
Yeah, just like Oprah, if you do that, like if you need a co-host, Oprah does not need a co-host. But I can totally see Oprah like digging this because she's very much like she has her O channel. It's all about health and stuff. Like she has her different.
Man.
I mean, by the time we
Just
just
start shipping.
realized we're gonna go and we're just gonna launch this as fast as possible. It was already the fall.
Send her
I mean,
one a
it
week
was
until she says, stop. Okay, fine. Like, I'll
missed
check
her
it out.
favorite
Just stop
things.
sending these things to me.
Please stop.
Favorite
stop.
things holiday 2025. We're gonna find
What's
a
the
way.
cost of production?
We're gonna leave one outside of her gate.
Or maybe
in her
that's not a
fancy
question I
house
should
in
ask.
California.
you don't have
And
to answer
she's
it.
gonna.
Hashtag.
Yeah, she might roll over it with her car, but
So he doesn't have to answer it. You can ask him.
Yeah, the cost of production. I know you said you started by taking apart a swing set, but
Right.
obviously it's evolved.
And that's
from the
been a
swing
lot of
set.
the work is like getting the cost down because my first samples were, oh my gosh, like it cost me $300 to make this and I'm going to try to sell it for $119. I don't think so. So that's been a lot of the homework over the years is good for me is like, and I have a little bit of a background of supply chain kind of stuff, blah, blah, but
like
No, that's
you
important
find
stuff.
yeah,
out
like
to
I
know
used to
about.
manufacture stuff overseas and all kinds of
I would say
stuff.
all
And-
your combined business know-how is helps
I
you
need
develop
to know
this.
those
Yes.
skills
Oh,
because I think
completely.
about merch and things like that, and I
Right.
don't have any clue as to
Right.
how that. It's a lot of a process that
Right.
I
So I
like, you
wanted to
can't
get
just be
on-
like I want to make T-shirts.
Right. Oh,
There
and
we
speaking
go.
of, we have our first merch
combined
ever.
skill set is
We have our first
pretty-
water bottle
pretty
stickers.
amazing.
There it is.
Yeah, I got one.
But we knew not to get into expenses too early on. It's like, okay, well, I don't need to get an LLC. That's a very exciting step for people forming a new business is like getting incorporated. But then that, you don't need to do that for a while.
For a
So
long
year
time.
one, yeah, for me, working on samples and
well, then you have the
waiting on a patent.
taxes and stuff involved in that. And,
Exactly,
the government
exactly.
knows you're a business.
So here, 7 years later, we have our first sticker. Yay! That we can put on the
That's
label.
awesome. That's
we're
awesome.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to go into our Stretch Your Intellect. But I want you to be thinking about leaving the people with some things.
I can
So
do that.
Yeah.
we'll take a quick break and then we'll get right back.
Heard that.
And we're back.
And we're back.
We didn't talk about who was going to bring us back in, so I'm glad
We
that
certainly did. We locked eyes.
We were supposed
We
to.
locked eyes.
You did have a moment.
We want to roll into a little closing segment, and while we do that, I want you to be thinking about some things you want to leave the people with, and then how they can get a hold of the board. But if you reach to your right and left there, you'll find something called Stretch Your Intellect, which is brought to you by the good folks at Provita Gym in Germantown. Provita. What's up, Provita?
Sorry, I mean to say it weird like that.
No, I like it. So these are actual facts, unlike the basket of debate, which are just fun little debate topics. These are actually facts that I think are great. I like to,
I do learn something every time.
yeah. Well, even if you know,
if it's
you
not
never know when
information
you're
I
going to
care to
reuse
learn.
this knowledge. At least to know you have it.
I've learned more about pumpkins today than because.
Is that what you got?
Mine says something about pumpkins.
Well,
Yet
let's hear
again.
it. Go
All
for
right.
it.
Well,
As does mine.
well, it's really so. It
Yes.
Wait,
contain
I've had this one before.
Just throw it to your side.
I'm gonna chat GBT one while you guys go.
Okay.
contains magnesium for muscle and nerve function. Pumpkins, see there it is. Pumpkins provide a good dose of magnesium, crucial for muscle and nerve function, heart rhythm regulation, and bone health. This mineral can also aid in better sleep.
Yeah. So, see, didn't know that.
Pumpkins.
Didn't know that. Wasn't thinking about
So you need
pumpkins
like
in that regard.
like a warm pumpkin beverage before bed or something.
Yeah.
To help
Perfect.
you
Or
pumpkin
pie.
pumpkin
pie.
the sugar
Full
free-
circle.
Full circle.
These are all pumpkin related because Thanksgiving is upon us as we're recording.
You're so funny,
Once
Terry.
we release this, Thanksgiving or Christmas will be upon us. So this is still relevant.
Do you do pumpkin pie like in July, June, July? I mean, is there strictly a fall thing? I mean, can you get pumpkins in, I guess?
You can't. I don't think they.
Like greenhouse grown or something.
Yeah, they're
that seems
Genetic,
yeah, they got to take the summer. They need the summer. All right, here's mine. And then I'll let Claudia go because I have a feeling South is really exciting. And not
It's giving me a lot of really good ones. I'm just
and
trying to
not
pick
pumpkin related.
no, winter related.
Okay. So pumpkin seeds have unique compounds. The seeds are rich in phytosterols compounds that can lower your bad LDL cholesterol. Additionally, pumpkin seeds can contain tryptophan, an amino acid that can promote restful sleep. Duly noted.
I love pumpkin seeds.
Yeah, I do too.
We used to roast them. We'd do the pumpkin Halloween, get all the seeds, bake them,
Put
salt
them
them
in
a
the
little
oven.
bit.
The best
Ooh,
smell in the
pumpkin
house
seeds
too.
are the
That's too much work.
best.
I get them at Costco.
I get them at Trader Joe's. That's too much work.
I'm really busy.
Oh my God.
right now. I don't have time.
Just give me the pumpkin seeds.
Just get a handful of the bag.
Claudia, what's yours?
Okay, mine also pumpkin related.
They're all pumpkin
high in
related.
fiber,
Really
low
are.
in calories. A cup of pumpkin puree has about 7 grams of fiber and only 50 calories, making it a filling but low calorie option. The fiber aids digestion, supports gut health, and helps keep you feeling full.
Well, I'm going to remember that when I'm eating pumpkin pie like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knew all this?
Just know that it'll help you digest your turkey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just trying to get your fiber
And
in.
it's low calorie. Except when you put it in a pie, but we
I feel like I'm stretching my intellect over here with this
That's
stuff.
what we're trying to do.
Get ready, Webb.
There are, okay, so I asked ChatGPT. It's not pumpkin related. We'll have a pumpkin
We need that pumpkin
reprieve.
break, though. I think this will be.
I think so too. But I just said lesser known facts about winter, and it gave me so many. Like, it's so good. But I'm gonna give you my favorite. I really want to do the thunder snow one, but I can't.
Oh, I know that one.
It's really cool, but it's not as cool as the biggest snowflake on record. Get this. According to reports, the largest snowflake ever observed was 15 inches wide.
What?
And 8 inches thick. Recorded in Fort Keogh, spelled Keogh. It's exactly how you say that. Keogh. Montana.
With a little breath in there.
In 1887? Are you kidding me?
That's incredible.
We haven't had a bear one since? Are we sure it's a snowflake?
Do we trust it? I mean, they didn't
Yeah.
like snap
No.
a quick, photo of it back then, did
Right. Someone just happened
Yeah,
to have a ruler
there's-
in their pocket
know.
and they measured it before it hit
Yeah.
the ground. How does that work?
I don't know. I'm going to have to
Questioning-
dig deeper on that.
I'm inclined to
'cause
believe it because I like to believe things like this. That sounds cool.
15 inches wide. Like,
15,
how big
that's-
is that? Like, a foot is 12. So
That's a big old snowflake.
That's huge. 8 inches thick?
Yeah.
It's the
How
same
does that
people.
work?
It's the
That's a
same people
waffle.
that threw an
A
octopus
waffle.
out on the ice for the first
That's
time.
a waffle of snow fell from the.
Say that actually
Well, that would be
blows
the
my
shit.
mind.
And they would get big snowflakes too. I
Well,
bet.
ChatGPT came through on that one.
really did.
It really actually came really through. There's so many good ones. Like,
See, you
Snow
see
can
why
fall
I
in the
have a good
desert.
time doing that part?
it can snow in the desert.
Have you ever witnessed thunder snow?
Mosquitoes don't all die. There's a breed of mosquitoes that hibernates. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, torture
Lucky
you
us.
year round
Yeah.
Yes.
for lifetimes.
Yeah. Winter sports are ancient. Skis have existed since BCE. They've been skiing since 6000 BCE with ancient cave paintings in Russia and Scandinavia depicting people on skis.
Eating pumpkin. I mean,
makes sense to me.
Oh,
Wow.
mine's been blown.
I mean, can you imagine living in that time? You had no entertainment whatsoever. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to play with sticks and rocks and,
Ski.
Ski on some
Apparently.
sticks.
Yeah.
You're going to get a block, and someone's going to go, wow, what can you do with that block? You can
Yeah.
do push-ups. You can do... It's just a block. Well,
Actually, nobody had thought about that until
an elevator.
2024. Well, 6 years ago.
So yeah, whatever that time was.
2018 is when you started with this?
gosh, before. What was that math? Yeah, longer than that. I mean, I only know that because I was on LinkedIn the other day, and I was scrolling down. It had my profile, and it said 6 years, 11 months. I'm like, wow, this means next year, 7 months. I mean, 7 years that
That's
we've been working on
wild.
this.
It flies by, man.
2018, I think so.
And that just goes to show if you want to patent something,
Gotta believe in
something is, yes, that and
Do it.
like
You get started.
it doesn't, whether it's like a super complex contraption or it's a bending board or a Rubik's Cube or whatever it is, patents take forever. You have to believe in your product. And clearly you do. And
go
it's
the distance.
worth it if you believe in it, it's a process, but
Yeah, every now and then I'm like, oh my
worth
gosh,
it.
people are going to think this thing is crazy or weird or something. And then somebody hops on it and they have that moment like, oh, this is cool. Oh, thank you so much.
How can
So,
somebody think something so simple is weird?
I guess right out of the gate,
People are
people
weird.
exist.
a lot of my buddies right out of the gate said, oh, were teasing me about it. Before I had like the cool
Like a
foam
piece of wood,
handles.
really,
And
bro?
yeah, I got abused on it. Like, what is this thing? Like, what do you, this
Think
is,
outside of your box brain, like, come on.
like, this is
There's
stupid. So they call
so
me the
much
cheese
you can-
board forever. How's the cheese board? I mean,
Well,
all the
it's
time I
same
see him
people who,
somewhere. How's the
go,
cheese board?
Body
I'm like,
weight is easy. And I'm like, you haven't met Terry.
I'll show you. I'll show you.
Like, if you think body weight exercise is easy because you lift so much weight all the time, then you probably need to revisit some body weight stuff
Preach.
before you get hurt.
Preach.
preach.
All right, guys, this is the time of the show where you get to leave people with something. It could be inspirational. It could be all about the bending board, which you will need to leave your handle and your website. That's really important stuff.
So thebendingboard.com.
All right.
And then on Instagram, we are the bending board, right?
Yep.
We have a fun phrase that we're trademarking. You want to hear it?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Flexibility has evolved.
Indeed, it has.
Yeah,
I
indeed
agree
it
with
has.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're working on like a really cool shipping box, and because the unpacking experience is so fun.
Do you have like theme colors, like
We
brand
do.
colors?
We do.
What are they?
You have to wait for the grammars. So.
I'm so
There's a
excited.
green involved. Shh. But on the outside of the box,
I'm
like
really
we're
like wanting to. I'm considering like Christmas gifts with this because a lot of people I think it like could really use the crap out of this. So
Yeah, that's a good
right,
time.
right. Thank you.
Including
And I
me,
agree.
but,
I mean,
you know.
it's real. Thank you. And I
Yeah,
agree. Like, it's-
absolutely. I
That's-
just like simplicity in my products. Like I only like products that I like represent or whatever, or like am an affiliate for, 2 of them, and it's Vivo Barefoot. You want to talk about simplicity?
Right,
It's literally
exactly.
minimalist footwear. And Naboso, which is the sticks and balls I was telling you about. Like they're
right.
just textured. And I like simple products because there's so much you can do with them. And when it's really complex, I might use it, but
It's too complicated.
maybe not as much,
Right,
because
right.
there's only certain things I can do with it. So I'd rather, if I'm going to partner with a company or work with a company, I want it to be something simple so I can use it in multiple ways. Otherwise I'm going to get bored with it. This is something like, even if you got bored with it and it's sitting in your living room, like it's sitting in your living room. So there's going to be a day where I'm going to like sit on the couch and like be watching TV. And then I'm going to be like, okay,
You'll see it.
I see it, and I'm
it's
just going to go do
aesthetic,
some
right,
push-ups
but-
on it or do some stretches, like
Right.
if you have it sit, and that actually makes me think about like people who might be like, okay, I'm intimidated to go to the gym, or like I just need to get started or whatever. Like, like
It's
you
real
have something
approachable
like
at
this,
home.
It is
Right,
like you can just
right.
have this in your living room.
You get through a lot of that initial like the fumble. How do I get down? And I'm embarrassed, or how flexible or stiff am I, or can I do a push up or not?
Literally, no
or
one's
can
there
I,
watching you anyways.
Can I try to do some plank on my own? Nobody's watching, so this opens up that whole window very easily.
And you'll have
for
programs
people.
and tutorials.
We
So
will.
there's really like, no reason not to get strong and
Get
move
in
your
there.
body.
Yeah.
And what's cool is like on certain days, most of my workout will be on the bending board, and other days I might just need to clear my head and go on a run, but it's going to anchor some part of my workout. It's either going to be part of my stretch and just my cool down and just stretching everything out, or I'll integrate it into much more of what I'm doing. There is that flexibility where it's always a part of it, but I can mix it up, but it's just always there.
Yeah.
Or if I'm sitting, around, with my kids, I can just put my heel up on it and get a better hamstring stretch because it's elevated. And, just little things that sort of just enhance whatever I'm doing that's been my light bulb moment for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine. The only thing I would not recommend is working out on it and then putting cheese on it. Maybe go with the
That's a
other
really good tip.
order.
I feel like everyone
I feel
needs to
like
lead with that.
someone might do it, but
Or put some
No one
cheese
will
down
know.
there is the thing you're going
gonna add
for.
that
If
to your
I,
disclaimer list.
if I can touch my toes, I get the cheese.
Has the warning label been
cheese on the
printed?
board.
Because we
While you
have
are
one
stretching.
last item. Do not put food on this
Do not- I
after,
know.
after
For a workout.
use.
Yeah. after a
yeah, before use is fine.
I feel like I can come up with something.
But after use,
very
not recommended.
legalish
How do you
someday.
clean it? Like if it gets like,
Yeah, it's like gym equipment.
Is it stain-proof?
Yeah, just wipe it down.
Yeah,
Yes.
I used to
I
use
was gonna
yoga
say,
mat wipes.
feels
and
like if
it's
you-
finished.
It's got a
Yeah.
finish on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
cleaned it with Windex and
just gonna
just
roll right
water
out.
and just it's super durable.
Yeah, I'm like trying to think of things, like I'm trying to play devil's advocate and think of things that would like, ruin it. And I can't. I can't think of anything like
I like it. You guys
red
sold
wine,
salve.
Yay!
coffee, mud. No, like this is, the material is easily wipeable. So
Right. And then it's all,
cars running over it. Nothing
it's all
hurts this
environmentally
thing.
friendly too. There's no plastic on there. It's wood, metal, and rubber. You can recycle all that if you wanted to. You could burn the thing and keep warm and recycle the metal.
I hate the vending
recycle the rubber.
Stretched so
Yeah.
good.
Sustainable wood.
It's
It's
sustainable,
assembled
yeah.
in Tennessee. It's a Nashville product.
That's my other part-time job is sitting around putting these things
I
together.
bet so, yeah.
We have so much.
We're hiring, by the way, for that.
Anyone?
Sav
Anyone?
builder.
We have a lot of building
Anyone?
ahead.
I actually am very good at building IKEA furniture. So
It'll fit right in,
if
right?
it's
Totally doing that every
any harder than that, then maybe
We can like do some
maybe-
plank and put some boards together, and then do this and put some more.
Yeah, as
then
soon as you
drink
put
some
some,
juice.
And then
the
drink some
boards
juice.
together,
There
you
you
do
go.
10 push-ups.
I mean, that's a whole evening.
Right.
It's a whole Saturday night right there.
And we'll save the pumpkin for the very end.
That's right.
Do you have like a little
circle? Perfect.
whenever you finish one, do you have like a test workout that you do on it? Like, all right, I'm done with my
I tug
video.
on them and stuff. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of fun because I have it down to like a real rhythm where I assemble and put them together. But it's a real quick test, and I scoot them over here, and it's fun.
That's
It gets
awesome.
real assembly
That's
line after a minute.
awesome.
And
How
it's
many have you
truly,
made?
like,
Do you
out
know
of
how
the
many in
living
total?
room kind
Not
of a-
many. I've made like 50.
Okay.
Right.
I was thinking.
But I've
you
had
were
to
gonna say,
figure them out like every little
It's-
step of the
we
way.
have
Like,
hundreds ready to be assembled.
Okay,
We're
okay.
just,
I've got a
again,
stack
we're
of-
just trying.
yeah, I've got
Get the website up. Just get the website up.
Yeah, right. We've got 250 right now at the moment ready just to be quickly assembled and
That's awesome.
with another 250 being manufactured, like the wood,
Yes, we're
the wood
just
part
waiting.
being cut.
Last question. If it were to a handle popped off, I'm not assuming that would happen because I know they're very well made, and you have it down to a science now. But say something happens to it, like maybe one of these pops off. I'm assuming they can contact and
Yes, we're just going to replace it because it's
Yes.
super durable. And why even get anywhere weird about
Yes.
anything like that? Just totally replace
First of all,
it.
stop using it and don't hurt yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Right.
email us or call us and we will get it swapped out for a new one.
That's what I was
There you go.
assuming. Like you guys are very friendly people, and you're
yeah,
very
we're not
like.
gonna be
This is
jerks.
a homegrown product,
Right.
so it's like you care about it. Therefore, I imagine if people had an issue like that, you could speak to you guys directly. And I imagine later that'll change. But so
This isn't fast fashion. This is
no, this isn't like I know what sells. Let's do this.
Right,
This is
right.
like I really believe this will help people, and because it's helped me. So those are products that are
Right.
really worth the time to go through getting the patent and launching the website, everything, but worth using. Because it really helped you.
Truly.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have had this idea. You needed this,
Right.
and the idea came when you were in pain. So those are always the things that usually are revolutionary.
Yep.
And I don't feel like I'm selling it. Like I would be selling microphones or something else. Like,
Right.
hit
Got a
me over the
script.
head. I've got to go sell more, whatever it is today.
Mm-hmm.
But this is it's just introducing it to people.
Yeah.
It's talking about it and just being excited about it because I am. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not like something that we're selling. It's something that we're unveiling, really.
Right.
our sales are our personal
Your
testimonials,
experience.
Yeah, it's like,
and
hop
we
on.
really
That's all I gotta
are
say, hop on.
excited for people to use it and enjoy it and feel better. That's the coolest thing about this whole experience.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you all being here. This is really awesome. I can't wait to see where you take
Thank
it.
you.
And
Thank you.
Let
Yeah.
us know when that launch party's happening because we'll be there.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, when that website's up, I'm gonna be shopping.
Skirt right over there. You can be the
we
first
will let you
tester.
know
Yeah,
as soon
please.
as it's
Please
live
do.
because we'll all be doing a happy dance. We're
Yeah.
so close. We're so close.
Yeah.
Sal, you want to land this plane?
Sure. Well, we did get to do closing remarks and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So we have website, we have socials and all that. So you guys know where to find the bending board. This is, if you're looking at the YouTube video, one more good look at it.
Flexibility
Look at that
has
thing.
evolved.
Look at that beautiful thing.
Aesthetic design meets functional fitness.
That's right. Flexibility
be
has
here all
evolved,
day.
you
I got
guys, with
slogans
the
for
bending
days.
board. And we're really thankful to you guys for coming out to
Thank you
speak
for
with
having
us
us.
about this product. I'm so excited for you guys. It's an amazing journey, finally reaching this point of the next step. So thank you for sharing with us and being here. And thank you to our listeners for being here. Thank you, Trent. Thank you, Terry. Thank you for everybody that makes this happen. Everybody except Gerell. No, I'm just kidding. I love him. I miss him. It's been a minute, but we will see you guys next time on the next episode of the Nashville Fit Podcast. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.